Okay. We got things to do here tonight. Let me see what we're going to do here. Give me a second, guys. Nice. Okay, we need to go to my channel. Okay, cool. All right, so I need to go get a piece of sandpaper. We got to get some sandpaper first. Oh, and I'll give you guys a real quick. I've been cleaning up. I've been getting a lot of this stuff cleaned up. The floors are really nice and clean. It looks like shit, but I'm tearing all this up and putting new stuff down. This stuff's too thin and it's cracking in spots. So I've got all my molds underneath the tables. I got more molds back here. I got a lot of stuff off the shelves that are right over here behind me. And I put a lot of stuff away. I'm still putting stuff away right now. But all about organization, man. Got to get it organized, especially with the surgeries coming up. So, all right. A couple pieces of sandpaper. Sandpaper going outside. We don't want the rough. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're gonna do the rough. Couple pieces of rough and couple smooth will do the job. I don't need the sand disc. I just need the paper. That's some fine stuff there. That'll work. Show. Man, I've thrown a lot of stuff out. I threw a lot of stuff out of this house. I had all the stuff that was up on the shelves to make room is all inside these buckets. And now I've got a lot of the stuff that was up here is up on the shelves, and I still have like empty spaces down below, and then there's a couple spaces over here. I'll have all this cleared off and nice. So let's do this. How do I want to do this? I need to be able to, oops, can't do that because I got to bring the chair around first. All right, so first things first. Let's put the sandpaper on the table here first and put this on the stand. Sorry for not being more prepared doing this, but I had to well, is this going to stand up on me or not? There we go. So all you guys. So yeah, I had to take a break from doing the Myers mask because I ran out of 2 products. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Shit. I forgot to hook up my microphones. Oh, we got to put on their microphones. Give me a second here. Gotta put the transmitter on the phone too. Let's put the transmitter on the phone. Hopefully. That's on. That's on. Can you hear me okay, guys? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me bring my chair around. Shoot. Yeah. I was working on music. I was cleaning the studio rampantly for the last 2 straight days. Can you guys hear me okay? What's up, press man? What's happening? Sounds good. Okay, good. You can hear me okay still. Just give me another thumbs up because I had just hooked it up. I just want to make sure it's still hooked up. I had to hook up the microphone to the to the phone. I picked up this mask. It's a moving jaw mask. All right, and it was too wide right here. It was like literally flushed up against this, so I made it a little bit more narrow, and I narrowed the jaw line in this area, so it kind of fits really nice now. And I'm going to do some epoxy sculpting on this, but I have to sand it first to get all this finish on it. That has to come down, and then I'm going to epoxy sculpt this and make this look a lot more evil. And I'm going to make this more evil, and that's just the start. This is going to be a Scarecrow mask when it's all said and done. Pretty cool, and it'll have a moving jaw. It'll have a moving jaw. You'll be able to move your jaw in it. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, and I just like, you know what? Let me do something different tonight and see how people like it. I ran out of some product. I ran out of tacky glue. I was going to do the other hair, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any tacky glue. The tacky glue is actually, I used the last bit of it up doing this hair on this flashback last night, and I have to get more tacky glue. So here I am, and let me get the spray bottle of water so I can smooth it as I'm doing this. Get some paper towels because I want to be able to clean that off as I'm doing it. I got to sand this thing down a little bit. And right now I'm working on trying to get these at next to nothing. I paid $8 for this. $8, man, on Amazon. It's pretty cool. So my plan is to make them, you know, it might be a little too rough. I don't want to leave texture. It don't matter. It's getting buried in burlap. It'll get the job done faster. I want the tacky glue to be able to grab, or tacky glue, epoxy sculpt. I need it to be able to grab this material. Yeah, that's giving it a nice rough. Here, listen to that. Let me get in camera shot here. That's making it nice and going to change the eye shape a little bit. Definitely. Just giving the epoxy sculpt something to really grab on. Anything I feel real slippery, I want to make sure I get that scratched up. Get all that slippery stuff off of there. This is going to be part 1 to doing this. Now, see, there's rivets here, right? I'm not going to take these rivets off, and that's because this is what it makes the jawline. But what I am going to do is I'm going to hot glue these straps to the plastic. So right in this spot, right in here, I'm going to pull these a little tighter, so it gives the jawline on this end, and I'll hot glue that right there in that place. And same with the other side, to give the jaw a little tightness. And because as I bent this and adjusted this, these straps got looser. So how's everybody doing, huh? I'm doing pretty good. I just wanted to do something tonight because I didn't want to leave you guys hanging with what's going on with the masks. The flashback mask is almost done. I ordered the urethane rubber today, ordered another batch, got the right stuff, so to speak. So I don't have to worry about the urethane. I just don't want to feel anything slippery on this. If I can get it to where I don't feel any slippery spots, that means that epoxy sculpt clay will grab to the surface really good. Yeah, I'm changing the eye shape, bringing the scowl out further. Really want to give this thing character, and you can't do that with one of these masks the way they are. They have to be done the right way. I don't know if you guys ever heard of epoxy sculpts. Here you go. Have you watched the movie Diced, Scarecrow movie, made in 2023? It was a low budget movie. Thought it was a good considering the cost. Sequel is coming out soon. No, I haven't seen that yet, Pressman. No, I haven't. What's it on? Is it Netflix? What is it on? I'll check it out tonight when I finally get in front of the TV. I think I got this pretty good. And I did use a rough sandpaper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... That's a waste of time. Rough sandpaper. I'll just get all this dust off the surface. Not to go crazy. Don't have to go crazy. But we're going to epoxy sculpt this in. So it'll be so cool. I don't have a lot of epoxy sculpt, so my focus is the eyes right now. I have to focus on the eyes. Everything else can go to hell right now. I need the eyes. The eyes have to say it all. Let me grab my other thing that I have over here that I'm going to use for reference. I might just wing it. I might just wing it, but we'll see. Let's see what we can do. All right. First of all, these eye shapes are way too round for me. I don't like this round look. All right, so what I have to do is this stuff here is a two-part mix, one-to-one ratio. All right, and it's going to be quite a bit. All right, so what we do is we make a ball. I don't like this, man. Look at the black shit all over my hands. Jesus. All right, let me make sure this is part A. Shit. Doesn't, how stupid is that? Ain't that something? They give me part A on the bottle and don't put the part A on the lid. All right, hopefully it doesn't screw up my epoxy sculpt. All right, so we're going to make that. That's part A. And what a mess. Wipe it on my tummy. Ooh, this stuff's a lot firmer. Part B is a lot tougher. Just got to make the balls about the same size, but that's what she said. And they look about right. One's just a pinch too big. A pinch too big here. Yep, right on the money, baby. All right, now we're going to squeeze these together. And we're going to keep mixing this until it's all one color. Gray. You know what? I'm going to wet this in my hands. Epoxy sculpt doesn't like, well, if you keep it wet, it won't stick to your hands. Try to do it on camera here so you guys can see what's going on. It's actually not going to be, it's almost going to be black. It's going to probably be black. Still going to be black. But that's okay for what we're doing. The first area I'm going to work on is right here on the bridge and the sky on the eye cut. Almost. I don't want to see any streaks of white at all. Right, we're going to divide that in half, basically. Stick that there for now. Oh, great. I don't want shit all over it. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. All right, so we're just going to divide this in half. All right, now let me figure this out. I want to Well, I like my other stuff better. I like the other epoxy sculpt that I get. But this didn't cost me anything. So I borrowed it from a friend, and a friend's basically saying, go ahead, use it. I'm not using it. So I did, you see how I sculpted that in there like that? Now, what I want to do is I want to cut this eye frame off a little bit right in here and create this evil look in here. Yeah, I don't like the texture of this stuff. It's a little too, now this will harden. All right, this has got to be wet so you can smooth it. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect. You have to remember, organic, you don't want it to be perfect. You're not trying to make it a perfect sculpture. This all get painted. Actually, gets covered in burlap too. So, now I'm pushing it up into the eye socket so it sticks good there. Can't go in there. Should get rid of them damn screens in the eyes because they're going to be covered with burlap anyway. Okay, so it's not quite perfect the way I want it yet. Let me show you. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give this a straight edge here, a gnarly looking bump there. See what that does to the shape of the eye cut? Check that out, guys. Oop, let me go a little lower. Okay. And gonna make this guy creepy looking, man. Another ball the same size. I'll have left over to do the rest the way I want it to. Okay. Now this stuff's already mixed. So Got to match that intensity of that the other side. Might have to add water for sure. I want this to be equal. I guess I don't know if you guys have ever heard of epoxy sculpt. Maybe you haven't. This stuff's glorious for artists. Yeah, I need to make this a little bit more bulky to match the other side. I'm sorry if I'm blocking the view a little bit, but got to work. Now this is all basically freestyle, and working with tools with this kind of stuff is kind of pointless because you want that natural look. Natural, because bone is not shaped perfect. But I don't want any pits, or I don't want any seams to look like it's got to look like it's all part of one. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just going to give us I love the way this eye looks, man. It looks so cool. It's got little cracks and yeah, man. Now this will dry overnight. Now I got to dip this down just a little bit right in there. And I got to put some right in here. A lot of people don't get the scowl right with this kind of like evil look. A lot of people don't get that right. They don't. See, what I'm doing is I'm bumping up the peak right here, but pulling this down just a touch. Damn it. I like my other epoxy sculpt. It's just better. This doesn't smooth as nicely as the other epoxy sculpt that I have. But this is all getting covered. So, there's, you look at that. This needs to come down just a touch more. Just a touch more. Let me get that balanced right. Now this will turn into a hard plastic. It'll stay stuck on here for good. This doesn't have to be super smooth either. I'll have to let my buddy know, don't go with this stuff anymore. Go with the other epoxy sculpt. I think this stuff was a lot cheaper, that's why. But with that being said, sometimes cheaper isn't always better. Okay, what's happening right now? Okay, this is the beginning of a Scarecrow mask with a moving jaw. That's what's happening. All right, now I'm using epoxy sculpt to sculpt in this brow. So it's nice but it's going to be organic too, because it doesn't have, and I think what I'm going to do here, because this comes down a little bit too low for my liking right in here. So I'm going to bring this up just a little bit more and bring it up more evil looking. We're trying to make it more evil looking, guys. The only way you're going to make it more evil looking is shaping it right. First, I got to get this stuff out of I need 2 equal sized balls. Working on the eye cuts first. Yeah, baby. And have a good judgment. That's a good judgment. But I need my hands wet. It works a little better when it's wet. Doesn't stick to your hands real good. Now I'm looking at this. Yeah, we don't want them the same size anyway. We don't want everything to look uniform. Not with this. All right, so we need this to look like all black. Shit's messy, man. I'm going to get me some epoxy sculpt. Just so much better. Season of the Witch. Why does it make you want to do that, DP24? Howard, oh, what's happening? Heck yes, I love the costume. Well, I'm right now. What I'm doing is I'm mixing up epoxy sculpt, and I'm sculpting over a $8 plastic mask to make it more evil looking. And the eyes were literally round, and we don't want that. We want an evil scowl. Perfect. I got to make sure that this is all black and not any white. Yeah, I'm serious. You can. I'm going to make a scarecrow mask out of this. This is the start of the scarecrow mask, and I have my plan. I have my exactly what I plan on doing with this, and we'll see how it turns out, won't we? This is just part one. Right today is only the only thing I'm doing today is sculpting the uh, the mask to give it the features I want. Horror counselors, you were the one that was doing my videos, right? My or videos, not videos, pictures, right? I need to get your contact. I thought I had your contact information. I have to reach out to you and mask and skull mask and Halloween 3. Really? And I didn't really pay any. I was not a big Halloween 3 Season of the Witch fan. And I'll tell you why. Because I saw that in the theater and we were all expecting Michael Myers. And what we got was not Michael Myers. And it really pissed off a lot of people. Okay, so what don't I like? All right, so I'll tell you what I don't like. Don't like this bone doesn't stick out good enough for me. I want this undercut in here better too, and I'll tell you why. Because it'll make for a better looking bone structure for scariness. Come on. Damn shit is not as good as my epoxy sculpt. Not even close. Cheaper by far. All right, so you get the idea? See what I was trying to do here? I brought that in so it's a little creepier. Now, this gets buried in burlap, so you're not going to see any of these details. I need the shape is all I'm looking for. I don't have to have bone texture and all that crap. Wet my hands. Horror counselor. Okay, wait a minute. Yep. I was waiting for your replies, etc. We've had phone numbers for a long time. Plus messenger. Okay, good. All right, we have each other's contact information. That's the main thing. Um, well, wait until I get the ultra done. You got to see the ultra mask. I'm going to do that as soon as I wash my hands. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with the ultra mask. All right, this here has to be done. I'm going to sneak this in because I'm going to put the bulk of it right here. Yeah, I need more right there. Got to balance it out. I want it to look, both sides to look, somewhat the same. Okay. Damn it. Gotta be able to. Once this hardens into a hard plastic. And it'll stay stuck to this mask good now that I've sanded it. Give me a second, guys. I got to shape this right. Put my finger into this thing by accident. Good thing I got time to work. Mask's going to be a lot heavier, that I can tell you. Now the key is making it look almost the same on both sides. Not quite, but you want it to be somewhat uniform. Okay. It's getting very sticky. Very sticky. Keep your hands wet. Always keep your hands wet. Yeah, that's a lot easier to work when it's not sticking to your fingers. Doesn't help when the ice shapes aren't exactly the same anyway. I want the crevice underneath the eye right here really deep. Same with this. Can't just work one side and then not the other. That gives us a lot of extra bone structure here. Now I'm going to leave this as a hole right here. Let me read your comments in a second. Let me focus a little bit. Oh, I see what's wrong. I was like, okay. I need more clay right up in this corner. The bat scale. That's funny. Yeah, I was just thinking that too. The bat scale. Bulk there. Why is it driving me nuts? I'll get it. Look at this from the profile. Look at this from the profile. That looks pretty good the way that profile looks. That's what I needed right there. That little bump up there. Bump that up and bring that down. I'll do the same thing here. Bring it up just a little bit more. This down. Now we're getting somewhere. It's a little too high. We don't want it to be exact. I want to make sure I have plenty under here. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to give me more we're going to do some sharp edged. Worms of noodles. Give me some lines for burlap. Yeah, I can't wait to get this crap out of my hands. We're getting very sharp edged. You'll see what that is when the burlap goes on. Pinching it. These are going to be wrinkles in the burlap that I won't have to fight with to get to stick in there. I just have to embed them. All right, recently made. Okay, wait a minute. Time for me to strike again. It's Hunter's Moon. Lighter the mat. Hold on, let me back up here. I can't touch the screen because of the shit all over my hands. What is your plan for the Scarecrow mask? Ah, wouldn't you like to know? You're going to have to watch and see how this comes together. Now this side, I'm going to make a little bit of a lip. I'm just getting creative with this stuff. You know what I mean? This isn't rocket science. I'm not following anything. I'm doing my own thing here, which is cool. Now what I want to do is one of my tools here. I need my, not that one, before it gets, oh, there it is. So we're going to make this like flesh. Just taking a little shaping tool. You only have so much time to work with this stuff. All right, so that's going to be what's revealed. And we're going to keep just one more strand of noodle here. Short one. Come on, it's sticking to my fingers. That sucks. I hate that. I'll reshape that in a second. I just got to make sure that this goes in here right. Now what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to make this a little thicker over here on this. So the more crevices you have, the better this is going to look. Give me a second. No. Yeah, I bet you guys. I'm going to change the size. Kind of mash it into the cops flying everywhere. Make sure I didn't bump into any of these and change the shape of them. Got to make them sharp as a razor. See, now I gave it a little fleshy end. Okay. I got a little bit left in this batch to fix the lower jaw with a strand of flesh. And this is only a guideline of where I'm going to have the opening for to reveal the teeth. You know what I'm saying? A zombie scarecrow. That'll work, huh? What's happening, Pop Guru? Okay, I need to wet my fingers. Wet the tool. Give me a second. I can't really look at your comments when I'm concentrating on this. I don't want to make sure I don't. This is on a clock. This stuff is only stays flexible for so long. You have to sculpt fast, and that's why whenever you use this kind of stuff, you don't want to be into any kind of project that's going to really make you overthink things. So that's going to be somewhat of a start of a scarecrow mask. All we're doing is we're just putting a meaty, fleshy texture. It's not meant to be perfect because it's going to get painted anyway in there. It's just that I don't know what's going to be revealed. So with that being said, I got to mix this. I got to fix this. I'm going to bring this around and then back up here like that. You'll see. Now, because this is an opening jaw, I can't bring this together, so to speak. I have to keep this organic and moving. All right, so we want to bring this in like this. And back around like this. So it looks like it's part of the same. But different. You have to remember when you're, see, my hands are sticky. Okay, so this one, we're going to make this. All right, so we're going to make this underneath like this. I have to add a little more to this to get the full effect. It lost its stickiness. See, that's the problem when this stuff starts to lose its All right, hold on. It won't stick if it starts to cure. I'm trying to see if I can get it to get sticky again. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Now, I will texture this underneath. It's called stippling. Stippling the texture. I'm actually raking it a little bit too. I'm not just. I'm going to do a little bit of an undercut, just shoving underneath of this. To give it that fleshy, hanging off the bone kind of look. Pushing it up inside. I'm going to read all your texts, I promise. Hey, Pipe Master, what's happening? Scarecrow. Yes, it is. And we're just doing, it's going to be like a zombie Scarecrow. It's going to be badass, man. I'm working with epoxy sculpt right now to give this thing so much more dynamic and realism to it. That's going to be the opening of what you see on the teeth. And all these gnarly little dead spots. Ooh, man, wait a minute. I need a shaper. Something to push this. Here we go. I got ghosts. I got ghosts. Now, my plan is okay, that looks a lot better. Now I got to put the stippling back in here again. Wrap this bad boy in burlap. But this will be revealed here, right in this section. That'll all be revealed. This won't, except the burlap's going to come right across here and then across this top here edge, and then and then it gets all, and it goes into these nooks and crannies here, and there's going to be burlap Just have to think about it. That's all. I'm just gonna keep working it until. And the thing is, what's nice about this epoxy sculpt, I can do a little bit now, and then tomorrow, once this is hardened up, I can add to it. I can make this even scarier, and that's cool. But I did a lot to this tonight. So check it out, guys. Made those scowls a lot. Scowl looks a lot scarier. Now, I don't want to use that. But you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to achieve here. You can see what it is. And this is part one. So we've got the flesh going down the face here. All right. Continue on to the bottom part of the jaw. The flesh over here that you'll see underneath that burlap comes in here. And stuff there is going to be cool. And my burlap is very thick when I'm done. And this still allows me to open the jaw. This is a mask you wear, and this mask is going to be cool. No, Pipe Master, I'm trying to, change my. Here's what happened, Pipe Master, and I kind of, I ran out of tacky glue. So I got to go to Michael's tomorrow, and I was like, oh man, I forgot. I got to go get tacky glue. I got so busy doing a lot of other stuff today, cleaning the studio mainly, and it's nice. I got it. It's almost there. But yeah, that's what I've been doing all day. For 2 days, I've been working on the studio, cleaning it up, because I want to be able to work inside all winter long. I don't want to have to deal with yeah, no, wait a minute. What's a good thing to take this off with? One, let's try scraping it off first. Get the majority off, and then I think isopropyl alcohol, maybe? Let's try the alcohol first. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to get. No, wait a minute. It's plastic. Gots to think, man. Yeah, that's working. All right, that's what I thought it would work. Soften this shit up. It's on my hands. I'm done touching it for now. Yuck. Notice shit. It's coming off though. The alcohol works. You almost have to be a half-ass chemist to do this kind of stuff. You got to know what takes stuff off. And look at it. It's all coming off. Ooh, I got a cut on my hand, and boy, does that feel not too good. Definitely don't want that resin sticking, curing onto your hand, because it is a bitch to get off. All right, I am going to use a little more. A little bit more. Yeah, I can still feel these little boogers. I need paper towels real quick. Yeah, that did it. I don't like that epoxy sculpt at all. I won't use that again. Okay, so let's prop this up so you guys can look at it. Get the general idea of what we're doing, what we're going for here. Let me see, what can I put behind it? I can always add a little more epoxy sculpt to straighten out the eye cuts if they get, well, this stuff's really stiff. You don't have to worry about that moving now. That's stiffening up as we speak, but I can fill any crevices. But you got to remember, I'm burying this whole thing in burlap. You're not going to see any of this stuff. You're just going to see when I highlight the features. You'll see that. I might have to peek the nose a little bit further. The bone's not coming out far enough. So I'll sculpt it out so it sticks out further. It'll look better. It'll look more, but I'll do that tomorrow. I can't really, I only have so much time to work with this epoxy sculpt. So you always have to remember that once that's done, you can't be messing with this because it's too soft to mess with, but yet not soft enough to manipulate. So once you get it to a certain point, it's done. You can't manipulate it anymore. So it's time to call it a day. Now tomorrow, this stuff here is I don't like this stuff, whatever this brand is. Ote, I don't even know what the hell that says. My eyesight sucks. So put that cap on there. That's part A. The black stuff is part A, and the white stuff is part B. And it's equal parts. You mix them together until it's one solid black. I thought it would turn gray. It stays black. But anyway, get that off the tool. I don't want that on the tool. It stays on there, and then you can't get that off the metal. This stuff really does stick, man. It ain't no joke. So, all right, so let's talk. Red Road looking good, man. Yeah, we're going to make this thing scary. This is going to be a really cool yapping Scarecrow. You want me to do one of them pumpkins for you guys? Yeah, I can do that. Hell yeah, let's do one. You're going to see how easy this is, and you're going to go, and I'm going to pay you $125 for that? Are you crazy? No. Yeah, you are. I'm going to put this guy off aside. Do you really need to look at him any further? Tomorrow we'll show you. We'll show you where we end up after this. Okay, so let's get a pumpkin. Let's get a pumpkin. I already have a stencil printout. Where's my damn grabber? There it is. That's right. I got the microphone on my chest, so I can walk away from the phone and my volume stays nice. I also have a follow me, not a follow me, but a tracking device on my phone now. But I'm not using that for right now because let's get this. Ouch. All right, I'm coming back over to you. We got a pumpkin. we got a pumpkin. All right, now I happen to find the stencil. All right, I need my tape. Give me a second. I need my tape and scissors. E-I-E-I-O. Masking tape. No? The hell do I do with my masking tape? Aha. And scissors. I want them big ass scissors. I don't think I need them big scissors. I think I need them. I think I need the smaller ones. Yeah, I'll use the smaller ones. And I got them right here. And I need my X-Acto knife kit. Let me pull that over here. I need one of these. I need my hot glue gun with a couple sticks of glue. Got to get everything over here first. I've got my lights mechanism. I got the, damn it. This glue gun's off the chart, cool as hell. I made this rig here so I can use I can make this hot glue gun so it'll hook up to my air compressor and I can make cobwebs with it. Yeah, that's my ingenuity right there, pal. Oh yeah. I make cool cobwebs. It shoots cobwebs all over the place with hot glue. And man, they're so realistic looking, it's insane. It's insane. All right, so this counter's a little bit wet, so I got to be careful. Oh man, did I really do that? Yeah, I did. Okay. Thought maybe I didn't. Thought maybe I didn't close that off the way I should. All right, so this is the stencil that I have. I've had it for years. I don't even know if it's available anymore, but it's a stencil. Thorburn, what's happening? We are going to carve a pumpkin. We're going to make the Halloween pumpkin. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I want to cut this. I'm going to separate the mouth and nose from the eyes. And I don't want it real big. Hang on to that because the table's a little wet. I kind of know by heart the positioning of these when you put them back together. I already know where they're at. I know where they go. Yeah, this is a pretty simple. Now, this pumpkin has a weird shape to it. We got to make sure we're centered. but I want to take away right up in here. Okay. So this actually goes together, and it has a little bit of a slant to it. Yeah, the mouth is more crooked. Yes. All right, so the eyes are perfectly across. So the first thing I got to do is put a couple pieces of tape. Okay. Now, I think what I'm going to have to do here is cut several pieces of tape so I can move a little quicker here. Always do the eyes first. The eyes have it. Put that mouth over there. Using my case to stick this down. All right, let's try that for a sec. All right, so the next thing I got to do is put another piece over here. Oops. Another piece over here. All right, before I get too lost into the taping, I have a cool X-Acto knife kit. You guys can take a gander at that. Do I want to use this? This blade's almost dull. That blade's a little on the dull side. So we're going to use this. And since this eye is giving me a little bit of a problem, I'm staying right on that lines too, on the lines too, guys. Would you guys think I drew all this out? Shit. That'll be the day. You want this, you want it to be accurate too, tell you the truth. You don't want to, not with these pumpkins. These pumpkins are really cool if you can make the cuts really accurate. Ooh, that's not good. That wasn't tight enough. Does that come out easy? Hold on. Oh, that could be a problem. It wasn't tightened down. All right, give me a sec. There we go. Oops. Now I got that side done, so I don't have to. But now I want to make sure I go over top of any kind of areas that might not be cut. The lighting sucks. I think that's through. Maybe not. Okay. I know what it is. It's wedged. I might have to pull it out. Well, I know what I'll do. I'll cut the other one out. And once something comes free, I'll be able to puncture it through the other way because what it is, it's wedged in. The cut is tapered in, and that's what you want. Okay, wait a minute. Pipe Master looking good, man. Red Row, Scarecrow, that's a change. No flashback tonight. No flashback tonight. Carve one of those pumpkins. Doing it. Yo, South Pipe. Yo, Thor. Pipe. How have you been? Doing pretty good. How about you? Okay. Nobody's talking to me because I'm not talking to them right now. I get it. And only because I'm concentrating. I can't look at the screen while I'm messing with a sharp knife. I am on blood thinners. I get cut. It sucks. And I'll tell you what, this is the Exacto kit is really nice. It is sharp. It does the job. I'll show you the Ultra in a second, guys. I'll zoom out so you guys can see. You got the Ultra sitting right here. Haired and everything, guys. It's got a hair job on it. I did send pictures to most of you guys. Okay. Now, I don't like prying up and prying them out, because if I do that, it's going to let me do it this way. This one has a little gap here. I can do it too. Hey, one down. Two down. There's the eyes. The eyes have it. All right, now we got to position the mouth. And I'm going to get yeah, it's a little bit on the crooked side. That's the way you want it. Right there. I need a piece of tape. Need more tape. Just sticking it on something so I can retrieve it as I need it. This might be enough. Fold that over, or I'll have my tape disappearing on me. High enough? Yeah, I did. Okay, so when you run into this kind of problem, it's not really that big of a deal. But what you do is you cut out your. Am I in phone? Am I in? Now I'm going to paint these too. I'm going to start painting them so I can use I'm going to do like a fluorescent orange with a burnt umber. A very realistic look to the pumpkin. That's the plan anyway. Small, I'm going to try it on, and then maybe a large. Yeah, I have to send that out to you. I want to hair it, get it all ready though, so it looks good. Plan is tomorrow night I got to start working on the pump or the finish off the hairing. Tomorrow I got doctor's appointments. I got all kinds of shit going on tomorrow. Sucks, but trying to get ready for that surgery. No joke. Need it. I need that surgery. I want to get this weight off. Even if I don't get because they're talking about they're saying that I have to also get all the flesh cut off when it's done. I'm not doing that. Not at this age. That's really risky. If they don't do my hips, I'm hoping that the weight just gets rid of the pain enough to where the hell with the hips. I'll just leave that go until I have no choice. But I think losing 100 pounds or so will take away that pain. So I'll be able to do more. Who knows? It's always nice to have one less surgery to do, if that's the case. They tried to tell me that the other day when I was at the doctor's office that no, there's a good chance they're not going to do the surgery even if you have all that flesh on you. It's just another way to make money from me, and I'm not doing it. Plus, I found out that that's cosmetic. They won't pay for that. Insurance won't pay for that. So I'm like, screw them. You ain't getting no more money from me. The hell with that shit. Don't get old, man. Getting old sucks. See how I'm doing this? I'm bending it around as I go. So I'm definitely getting a gastric bypass. That's got to be done. All right, so I'm peeling this up to make sure that I'm aligned with where I was cutting. So I can see where I was at. See what I'm saying? See that little line? You can see where I was cutting. Peeled that section up. Peel that up. Oops. See where that was. This is when you have problems with the paper. You want to make sure you stay within stencil. What? We're going to put this over here like this now. See what I'm doing here. Now I'll be able to see the rest of this. See how crooked I am and line it up. Okay, that's that, that's that. It's not look right. Is there another tooth there? Not sure. Right here it doesn't look right. I'll have to look. I'll have to see what the hell I'm dealing with here. I gotta look at a picture real quick. Gotta look at a picture. I gotta make sure there's not a missing tooth there that I overlooked. I gotta look at the picture. Ah. The hell? Yeah, there is a tooth there. Okay. I thought so, because it didn't look right. It didn't look right. No big deal. I caught it in time. So we got to have a tooth right here. Okay. Really? Gonna fight me all the way, are you? Maybe it's not free yet. That's free. Damn it. There we go. Just gotta put a little more persuasion into it. Now we'll clean it up a little bit. Get some of these little imperfections out of here. See one up in here. See one in this corner. And this one right here is driving me a little nuts. There we go. Now, that's that part. And I usually take a Dremel and I clean up the edges and everything. But first thing I got to do, clean up the edges just a touch more. Ooh, didn't get this little bugger out. What the hell's going on here? That's better. A little crooked. I'll live with it. Didn't get that paper down right. That was the problem. But this is only to show anyway. I might keep this one for myself. That's all. I can live with it. Now, what I need to do is on the bottom, I need my marker. Thought I left my marker. Yeah, it is right here. God damn it. Hair. Got hair everywhere. Okay. Now there's my bottom cutout. And what I like to do is sometimes I stay in the seam, but it's pretty thick there. I want to stay straight with the face. So we're going to put this mark here. And we're going to put this mark here. All right. Reason why you put the mark on the inside and the outside is because when you go to put the plug back in, it fits. You have to line these lines up. Line the lines up. I usually leave them there. I don't go crazy. I didn't center that circle perfectly, but that's okay. It's not going to matter because I do another trick to the inside of this pumpkin that allows me it's simple. I still have I don't know if that stencil's available anymore. So you could have a problem there. I mean, if you were trying to make this yourself. Not that you can't. Anybody can do this. But why make it if you have somebody else that can for you? $1.25. That's what I'm charging for these. I'm trying to absorb the cost of these things. They're about $20 a pop, these pumpkins. I can't. I've been looking for a place to get them cheaper because I have a tax ID. And I'm going to try and reach out to the manufacturer and see if I can't get them cheaper. I know I can. That's thick. It's right where that seam is. It's always so thick. Let's start right there. Yeah. There we go. All right. Now that pumpkin, when you put this back in, you have to line it up with the lines and it'll sink right back in there with no problem. But the next thing we do is we put my tools away first. My X-Acto knives, and my little screwdriver. Wait a minute, where'd that go? Oh, it's right there. Duh. That goes here. That goes here. I got plenty of extra blades. If I need it. Okay. I don't need them anymore. But now I got to get the heat gun out. The glue gun. Put that guy aside. Let me plug this sucker in. And this is a good one. I got this at Uline. This ain't no joke. This thing goes all the way up to 446 degrees. That is one hot ass glue gun. That gets, if that temperature is that high, I never run it that high. But if I run it that high, you know when I run it that high is when I'm using it to make cobwebs. That's when I make it very liquidy. And the hotter you make glue sticks, the more liquidy it is. But it's perfect for cobwebs. I'm going to show you guys the masks in a minute. Wait a minute, what's this too? That's the heat gun. We don't want that. So let's unplug it and plug in what we're working with. Now I got to turn this sucker on and let it warm up. Take out my plug. Take out my plug. Oops, wrong end. I switched over to the white. The white looks better, believe it or not. I still have to put a hole in the back of the pumpkin. Doesn't matter which way it goes. Yeah, it kind of does. Wait a minute. Yeah, I need to know where the back is. All right, hold on. From front to back, and we need a line right there. Okay. So now, take that out of there. That's the back of the pumpkin. This is the front of the pumpkin. Okay. Let me put F. Front and back, or else I won't be able to which foot. I'll be playing around with that for an hour. Anyway, okay, this is getting warm. Plenty of glue. Where do I have the temp at? That's good temp. Good temp. I got it at I'm going to say 350. That's the back. The reason why I need that is because I got to make sure that this wire is bent to the back. And I'm pushing it into the foam a little bit. This metal thing. Lots of hot glue. That's what we do here. And we have to hold it in place until it cools down. Try not to burn the shit out of yourself. Best thing to hit this with, believe it or not, is water. Cools that glue down fast. Damn, even the water's hot. Now it's still a little soft. Little soft. Oh yeah, that's a lot soft yet. But now I'm going to pile it up on the sides. I got to do this side. I need another glue stick. Now, I always fill this cavity in right here. Give it that extra strength. Now water. It's a lot of glue, but you don't want this light to come apart. Somebody pulls on the wire, you have to remember it's only held in place with glue. What do you want for 120 bucks? 25 bucks. And now I need a can of air to blow on this to get all that water off of there. Because damn if I want to plug that in the way it is right now. But I'm going to try it. I got the bulbs. Where's my canned air? Here we are. That's got that nice and cold air. going to make it nice and cooling down that glue real good. Yeah, cool enough to touch. That's cool. All right, so the next thing I got to do, clean up a little of this water. Plug it in, unplug my glue gun. Let that cool down. Definitely don't want that touching anything. With the way that gets, that's damn hot, man. I'll start a fire instantly. All right, so the next thing I got to do is I got to get my step bit out. My step bit to cut a hole. I got to cut a hole in the back of the pumpkin. Yeah. Let me grab a bulb. Come on. Really? Okay, well, I'll live. I only need one bulb. Okay, there's 2 in a pack. That's a good thing to know. I got 2 in a pack. Okay. There we are. Let me get my step bit. You guys can hear me okay, right? And my drill. Take the other drill bit out. Give me a second, guys. I do one thing, as messy as it looks like it is in here, everything gets put back. I do put my tools away. I do not leave them all over the place. It's just that they're all over the place because I got no place to put nothing. I've always had a very clean shop until the shop was too small for me. Okay, so this is a step bit. I don't know if you guys ever seen one of these. That's called a step bit. I know Pipe Master has definitely seen one of those. Now, this is going to be a little messy. But we're going to keep this low, this hole. Very low. In fact, like right there. Going all the way through with it. Oh, what a mess. I got a vacuum in here again. That's all right. I don't mind vacuuming. Okay, so before I... Oh, man. What a mess. So I got to unplug this first. And I'll give you my little trick that you guys can do on your own with the pumpkin. So I'm putting the wire through the back of the pumpkin. This is a little cutoff switch. Has a little switch, turn on and off. I do like these pumpkins battery, or not battery. I don't like the battery bullshit. I like them to be plug in. All right, so that's the back. it's lined up. Let me show you guys. See? There you go. It's lined up. And I'll show you another little trick I like to do with the pumpkin. See, I don't like looking at that flame bulb like that. And it sits up pretty high, like almost red even with the nose. So you can see that flame bulb. All right. Here comes some magic. Here comes some magic. Ooh, I guess I'm going to pull all that down, ain't I? Damn. All right, let's wreck the house. Let's wreck up what you cleaned. All right. I'll put that away later. Oh, of course, my mask fell over. Great, just what I needed. That's all right. No, it didn't hurt it. Good. Nothing I can't fix. Okay, see this plastic here? It's nothing but that plastic drop cloth that you get it. You can get it. What do you call it? Home Depot. So what I like to do is I like to stuff it inside of here to diffuse the light. And this LED light does not burn hot, so you don't have to worry about this plastic melting or catching fire. Get it all in there first. Then we'll position it, get it up high. And then when I paint these bad boys, they're going to look cool. We'll get in there. There. Instant magic. And it gives it a very cool look when it glows at night. You don't see that flame. You don't see the bulb. You don't see anything inside the thing. You just got to tuck it in good. What do you think, guys? There's your pumpkin. That fast. But I want to paint them. That's going to be my next thing with these. I'm going to paint them. So that's how that's put together. And if you want to pop this out, all you got to do is reach inside and just pop it out from the jaw. But it's not hard. Not hard at all. Not hard. Creativity is never something I've been lacking. I've always had my own imagination. White Master, I like it as is. What, with the bulb? Now, believe me, at nighttime, man, you'll like that plastic in there. It really looks good when the plastic when it glows inside of it, because it disperses all the light. You know what? Let me turn the lights off in here and let me show you. Let me see if I can stick this up underneath of it so it's facing the camera. Really? I'll shut the light off because I don't have my, what do you call it, lights on. Let me look more direct at it. Damn, stand sucks, man. I gotta get a new stand. This stand's horrible. Let me turn the lights off so you can see this thing. See, now you don't see that bulb in there. It's fire, baby. It's fire. I think it just definitely gives it that extra gutty look. It's got guts. And that bulb is bright. That bulb is a nice orangey, bright, flickering light. Yes, it is. You like that, huh? Yeah, the stock paint. I mean, the thing is, it has no definition. Stock paint, it's all one color orange. You know, the seams right here, they should be darker in the seams here. You know, whatever you want to call this, they should be darker in there, and then this should be orange, brighter orange on the roundness on the top, and that's what gives it a much nicer look, very realistic looking anyway. Yeah, I know how to paint these really well. That I do know how to do, and do it with airbrush, airbrush ink, and make it look amazing. It'll look like a real pumpkin. It even gets weathered. It gets weathered to look like real pumpkin. I have to show you, and then you'll want it that way. Trust me. But there's your Halloween 1978 opening credits pumpkin. Um, how long did it take me to do that? 45 minutes, an hour, about an hour to make one of these. I need to make $100 an hour. That's what I charge for anything that I do. So I figure if it's $100, 125 to cover the cost, and I'm still making $100, that's good. So that's what I'm doing. That's what they'll be. That's what you want. One of these. It's $125, and it'll get painted too. So I mean, I am going to do that, but that's going to be that. Believe it or not, that paint job's quick. It's really fast. Takes me about. I can do like 5 or 6 pumpkins in about 20 minutes. So I make all that money up by doing 5 or 6 at a time, not just one at a time. So that's your Halloween 1978 credits in the beginning of the movie. I'm working on doing a Halloween too um, concept, and I'm talking about the one that splits open, not the other one with the skull face on the pumpkin. I want the actual pumpkin to split open and reveal a mask on the inside. Now that would be smoking hot, And I already have an idea of how I'm going to do it, but that's for another video and another time. Yeah, it's cool. Look at that glowing in there. It's glowing. It's dispersed all throughout that whole pumpkin, that light. You don't have that, like the nose glowing bright and everything else is kind of shadowy. Because if you're looking straight at it, the light is literally right where the nose is. It's lined up with the nose. And if you don't have the plastic inside of there, man, it looks like the sun. You're looking into the nose, and it's so bright. It's disgusting looking. I don't like it like that. So I came up with this plastic idea. I knew that the bulb doesn't get hot, so it works. Yeah, man. It throws off just enough light too, man. Man, I got a mess to clean up tomorrow. Oh, we want to see the flashback mask, right, guys? You guys want to see the flashback mask with hair? All right, we're gonna put this guy over here for now. Now, I can't put these spotlights on because I'm streaming on the phone. I got to turn the lights back on. And I'll back the camera up. I'll just take the phone off the thing. Turn some lights on. Now, in this lighting, this mask never looks great. I always found that the lighting sucks in this room. Come on. Yeah. What the hell? I give up. All right. Slide this over. Slide this back. I don't have my LED lights on, but come on, what the hell? There we go. All right. This is, if I can keep steady enough, this is the large FB78, painted and haired. I still got to put the Velcro in the back of the head. Next to your pumpkin. What a great display that would be, wouldn't it, if you really decked it out? And that's another thing. I don't like the way the stem looks on that. It looks so fake. It has to be painted right. Well, we can make that happen. That's simple to do. You know how you make pumpkin seeds and make it look like it's throwing up? Well, minus all the bullshit that's on the table, there's another pumpkin. Check that guy out. There's the other. I have to hair that mask right there. It's behind the thing I was reading, the little tablet. That's the small mask. These are both masks are sold, and I got to do. Well, I only have three of the small masks ready, so I'm not sending that mask to anybody else except for Pipe Master, because Pipe Master has a pretty small head, and I mean the distance from the top of his head to his chin, I'm hoping that it fits him, the small mask. If not, he's going to have to wait until I make the large mask. And that's the Ultra FB78. And check out the shadowing is sick, man. This mask looks really good. Now, I'm not offended if you guys want to restyle the hair. You can go ahead right up and do that. I just trying to get the hair on there and make it look as good as possible. I'm not a hairstylist. You guys have really are into styling the hair. I don't put too much product in the hair, so this way you guys can style it with a little bit of water or whatever you want to do, and you can make it look even better than what I can make it. So, but the hair is something that usually gets messed up when you're shipping it anyway, so you have to restyle it a little bit when it gets to you. It's just the nature of the beast. So you guys like this or what? Pipe Master, that's how I want it set it to set it up. That's how I want to set it up. Okay. So I've been on for an hour and 57 minutes. No, I'm sorry, not an hour and 57 minutes. It's 158 minutes. That's maybe a couple hours yet. That's definitely been on for a couple hours. But I sculpted. Uh, oh yeah, definitely. It would definitely give you a nice thing. Is you need a really. I'm going to make stands too. I'm going to make custom stands that are really going to be cool because I want them to rotate. I want the stands to go back, either I don't not complete circle, but they're going to go right to left. They're going to go back and forth real slow, and I mean real slow. And it'll make the head pivot. All right. And I'm working on a stand that'll do that. And it'll have the actual flashback insignia custom corpses on the sign. It's not going to have Halloween or any of that stuff. It's got to be, because you can get in trouble for that. It's copyright infringement. I have to use the actual logo. It'll be Custom Corpses FB78 Ultra on the sign for the stands. And wouldn't that be cool? It's in your closet. And I'll tell you one better that'll really freak you out. You see on my stand right here? This is my stand. All right. This has a tracking device on it for your phone. And can I zoom out? There, I zoomed out. That has a tracking device on it, right? And what if the mask was on a dummy, a big statue like the mummy back there, and the head rotated, and how you did that was with this tracking. And anytime somebody walks in front of it, you can the head will look at you. The head will turn and look right at you. It'll follow you. and it'll actually do an exorcist on you, because that tracking device spins 360 degrees, so it can actually spin right around. That'll freak somebody out. Michael Myers' head completely rotates around like Linda Blair's head. Yeah, so I've been working on getting all this cleaned up. Now I made a mess again with the foam, but I got everything organized over here now. My speakers are back in where they belong. I still got to unbury a lot of stuff that's in that corner. Got everything back up there. I'm clearing off my stands over here. I cleared off a lot of area over in this area, cleaned it up. Um, the floor area is really cleaned up now. I got a lot of stuff. These stuff that you see, the buckets here, all my paints and everything and acrylics are in those buckets. They were all on the stand. That's what I had to do. I had to make room on the shelves to put all the stuff that's on here and behind me on the other. I still have more room. I still got a couple more shelves that are bare in there that I can, right behind that ladder is one empty shelf, and I can put the rest of my stuff on that shelf that's on these tables and countertops. And that'll be a good thing, man. I'll have everything cleaned up and ready to go. I'm going to have my paint station right there. I'm going to run this tight pipe up into the ceiling and across, down and out this wall somewhere, either down lower or right above here somewhere, right on this side of it. I'll have a vent going right out here, just depending on where the studs are. I thought about putting it through the door, but I just don't want anybody breaking in. And I want the vent up high. So all I have to do is I could block it. I can put some I can put some foam in there and keep it from getting too cold in here if it's. But guys, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna bounce off, and 163 minutes and counting on this thing. That's a long time streaming, but we got a lot done. We did the Scarecrow sculpture on a plastic mask. We did it with epoxy sculpt, and we did a pumpkin just to show you what it's like. Just to show you how it's done. So yeah, it's something different tonight. I ran out of tacky glue, so I couldn't do any more hairing on that mask. And how many times you want to see me hair a mask? I mean, I've done it 100 times on video. So good night, everybody. Everybody's got to go to bed. It's getting late. And I'm yawning, and I got to go to the doctor's first thing tomorrow. All right, peace, everybody. Good night, and I'll see you on the next video.